I wanted to talk a little bit about reflecting on what happened when we found out about the death of Osama bin Laden, or the supposed death. It doesn't matter whether it happened or not, but I want to look at the cultural reaction, like how we reacted when we found out what had happened. Well, it was May 1st, and President Obama addressed the nation, declaring that the U.S. troops had raided bin Laden's compound and they had shot and killed him. Now, this information quickly went to the media and it was being posted everywhere. And I guess before long, people in the United States were taking to the streets in praise. They were chanting, U.S. military. They were saying, USA, USA. They were all really proud. They had American flags, all this stuff, and all of this cheering for the death of somebody. It was a celebration for a death of another person on the planet. Now, again, it's not a matter of what really happened or whether it's true or not true. That's not what we're looking at here. We're simply just looking at kind of the human cultural reaction as to what happened. Another human being is killed on the planet, and here we are outwardly chanting and expressing our uncontrollable emotions towards the whole event. These actions are not driven by our hearts or by love. These actions are driven by an illusionary pride and uncontrollable emotions. It's like separation from fellow human beings and, of course, the ego. I mean, none of this is driven by who we truly are. The other thing you have to think about, when President Obama says to billions of people in his addressing speech, justice has been served. What is he really saying by saying something like that? He's saying that to solve our problems, we have to kill another person to get justice. The justice is only had when we've killed another person. Is that something that we really want to be, driven by on this planet? Is that the kind of world we want to live in? Living in a world like that, it's completely driven by false propped up emotions, planted there by the media and patriotic values. When you look at patriotism itself, it's an identity with a small area of the world. It's one country that you belong to. We then take this patriotism to competition, and then we take it to war. What are we really missing here? Patriotism is simply a false sense of self. It's an identity that we have. All of us are just humans. We're sharing the planet. We're living as a whole, but we have taken things so far out of reality that we now live in a world where we're completely separate from those outside of our country. And in some ways, we're even separate from those inside and within our own country. Why do we operate like this? Why is this the way we do things on the planet? Is this the natural state of humanity, to be self-destructive and barbaric? Or have we been programmed and conditioned to be this way, where we're completely disconnected from ourselves and everybody else? I'm not making this video to give anybody the answer or to implant ideas in anybody else. I'm doing this simply so that others can reflect. You don't often think about things like this or look at, why are we reacting this way? Why are we doing this? Generally we just want to jump to a judgment as to, okay, these people should or shouldn't be doing this. But let's look at why. Why are we reacting and doing this sort of thing when we find out that another person has died on the planet? What part of us is wanting to do this?